Stroud at Papilio House, and it is stunning. It is a beautiful Cotswold farmhouse, and it's a woman's only retreat, which I think is just amazing. You don't really get things like that very often, and to find one that's in the Cotswolds and quite easy for a lot of people to get to is just wonderful. Behind me we've got the most spectacular views across the hills, into the countryside, and just listening, all I can hear are kind of birds and nature, maybe a tractor in the background. It's gorgeous, so I'm going to show you around and let you know how our retreat goes. Do you want to have a look in my room?
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm not leaving.
Have you got an ensuite as well?
Yeah.
To flower like they have now. When we go for greens, we tend to want to go for really young, fresh, vibrant stuff, because that's where they're putting all of their energy. So we pick the young, tender, fresh greens. And in the springtime, it's a great time to sort of reinvigorate your lymphatic system. Then it's almost certainly a member of the mint family, and all the members of the mint family are edible, so you're good to go. But yeah, you can kind of notice when you allow your eyes to scan when you're walking along, the sort of shapes and textures and where things change, and that's where we get drawn in by our sense of sight first and foremost. It does explode, and if you're going to make it, my top recommendations would be to make it in plastic bottles and to burp it daily. Yeah. When they come to seed, the way that you can tell the difference, obviously we're not quite at that state right now, little white open flowers. Almost like with a touch of frost.
My hair is not always perfect. No,
No.
that's just how it is in the morning. I wash it every day, and then I know that's probably really bad.
Hair. No,
Thank
that's
you.
bollocks.
Yeah.
That's bollocks. You can do, with my beauty editor head on. It's, as long as you're not overloading your hair with loads of product.
No, I just shampoo a bit of conditioner, and then that's it every day, and yeah.
No, you're great.
So I have come to Sasha's barn. It's found by Sasha Wilkins. It is amazing. It's a treasure trove of smalls and collectibles that you can find in every nook and cranny. It is stunning. I highly recommend you come and have a look if you are up in the Cotswolds. I will put a link down below so you can see, but wow, I'll show you a couple of bits that I found that I think are just perfect for people that like country living, cottage dwelling, that sort of thing. You can probably see behind me just how eclectic and beautiful this place is. There's definitely something for everyone here, like no matter what your budget is. So I really recommend you coming in here and having a look. It's just a vintage antique lover's dream. And the best thing of all is you can just pick what you like pick and choose different things. So I just saw these just out of the corner of my eye. Look at those, they are gorgeous. The iridescentness on that and the sparkliness, that's the sort of thing I would love to have in the cottage. And then over here I've seen a really cute little bee, like honey pot. There's like chicken pots. I say chicken pots, they're not for chickens, I think they're for eggs, which is gorgeous. And then some really pretty kind of garish gold tea sets over there, one of which the pie dish might be perfect for like chocolate pudding, that sort of thing. So that's an 18th century muffin dish, you said?
Early 19th century.
19th. So what sort of muffins would go in there?
English muffins. Well,
oh, yeah,
muffin,
yeah.
Not a cakey muffin, so bread muffin.
That's amazing.
It's a muffin dish.
Oh, I love all of those things.
I know, me too.
Can you show me that child's?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen anything like that before. So that's when you were saying they're ill.
It's a feeding. It's a feeding cup.
So it helps them when they're ill to get hydrated.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. She just would never know that, to see that in like an antique centre.
I started a guess what the item is series, then of course I'm so shit I just never continued doing it, but that's going to be the next one.
That's brilliant. I was just looking at that. Take ye cuppa, O kindness for...
Old Lang Syne.
Oh, I love it. You just can't find things like this in anywhere except sort of antique shops and
I mean,
just...
This is one of my favourite jugs actually, because just the shape is so beautiful, but look inside it.
Oh, that's stunning. I bet that pours really nicely as well. That would look nice on a bedside table.
Yeah, I mean it's got a tiny chip, but it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. You could put flowers in it or...
But I don't know, I just find it all extraordinary. This is known as bat print. It's Edwardian, Coalport.
That does not look Edwardian either, does it?
No.
Like, I would not know that to see it. That is amazing.
Bat print.
Oh my gosh, do you know, that would be great for a Halloween, like, tea party.
I mean, look at it.
I love that so much.
So yeah, bat print.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm home now and the retreat was amazing. I kind of wish we'd stayed longer. We were there to kind of try it out and obviously share it if we were happy with it with our audiences on social media. But yeah, I loved it. I wish we'd been there. Gosh, my hair, what is my hair doing? I wish we'd been there for maybe like another night or so. I was invited up because it was the week of the Chelsea Flower Show, so I was invited up the Tuesday to the Thursday, but I was working, obviously I had the Chelsea Flower Show, I was working there on Monday, and then Tuesday I was doing another job for another client, and it would have been too much for me, I think. And I'm kind of paying for all of that I've been doing now with my health. Like today I've just had such a bad day with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and just the pain that I'm getting throughout my body is god awful. But I think that's a whole nother video. I don't know if I've actually talked about having that on here before, but yeah, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and autonomic dysfunction. But the retreat was just so lovely. The food was amazing. So we had a private chef and she was brilliant, and the food that she made was just sublime. She made, oh, I need to chase her on it. She made the most amazing cheesecake, and she, you know, when we were there she told me the recipe and I cannot remember the recipe to save my life. I know it had a dash of flour, I think she said she put in it. And I think cream cheese, but that's pretty much all I can remember. But it was amazing, it was brilliant. And I popped a link below for the retreat, so you can have a look and see some more of that. And I also made a shorts video of it, which is already live on my channel, so you can enjoy that as well. But yeah, it was really lovely, and it was really lovely to as well not only go on the retreat and do foraging, which I really enjoyed, and I actually learned quite a lot from doing, I think it was an hour or 2 hours we did a walk around. I can't remember, it felt like 20 minutes, but it was, I know it was longer. So I learned a lot doing that. And I made these, let me get them because I didn't show you in the video. So after we went on the forage, whilst we were on the forage, we were collecting different plants and herbs and things to go back and make these. And I'm going to hang these up somewhere in the cottage, I'm not sure where. So that one's vetch, this one is an oxeye daisy, and I can't remember what this one is. It looks like vetch. I think it's vetch and yarrow. So basically you just imprint in the clay, roll it with a rolling pin. There's another one here, clove and vetch, clove and yarrow. You roll it with the rolling pin over some you can just get like normal, these were air drying clay, so you can just get some normal drying clay from like Hobbycraft or somewhere. And then I just used like a skewer to just write down like the name of the plant in it, and I thought they were so lovely, and I thought I could hang them in like a little series like along the wall or something. It kind of matches the aesthetic, as you can see behind me, and if you've seen the tours of the cottage. And I thought that was really nice. It was really lovely doing crafting. And then we did a sound bath as well. The first time I ever did a sound bath, I was so skeptical, and I was like, what is this kind of like mumbo jumbo hippie stuff? Obviously I've grown up in a hippie environment. I grew up in Avebury. Not to the extent of, you know, when I think a lot of people think of hippies, not to the full extent, but I love the like ethos of like nature and, you know, bringing the outside in and connecting with the outdoors and just being mindful of what you do in the garden. So like I've just been in the garden, for example, this morning with my mum, spraying my roses with garlic spray to get the aphids off. And I know other people will use like pesticides, and I have never hand on heart used a pesticide in my garden, and I never will. And I hate things like that. So it's just kind of about being a bit more like holistic and a bit more thoughtful of like your environment, your body and your world and everything like that. And anyway, so when I first did the sound bath, I was a bit like, you know, it's a singing bowl. And I used to work in the hen shop in Avebury, which is a very like, I don't know the word, it's like a very new age, like eclectic kind of mix of like beautiful things. So the owner gave me this for Tabitha's birthday, for when she was born, for example, which is the most gorgeous chunk of rose quartz. I just think that's stunning. And I also got this when I was working there to just give you an idea. I love it. And I love collecting crystals, not for any other reason than I just think that they are so pretty. But anyway, we had singing bowls when I was working in that shop, and I used to hear them going off, and they used to just drive me insane. I hated the sound. It just got into my head, and it gave me, hi Peppa, it just gave me such a headache. So to do a sound bath like that, it was, I don't know, they're just so mesmerising and different, and they just kind of, they just kind of make me relaxed and feel, ooh, I think it drowns out that sound of the constant shattering that you get. I don't know if others get it, but I get this constant shattering in my head all the time, and it never switches off. So to do a sound bath, it was just so like relaxing. Hi Peppa. And it takes you out of your mind, and it just, I know when we all kind of like woke up or got up out of the meditation from the sound bath, the lady that was doing it was like, gosh, you all look so much more refreshed. And I was like, yeah, I actually feel it as well. So yeah, it was amazing. But anyway, there's lots of other things you can do there. There was a swimming pool and a hot tub. I didn't go in those because I've not been well recently. I'm not meant to go in like hot environments, so like a hot tub, big no-no. And there's a steam room and a sauna. Again, I'm unfortunately not allowed to go in those, but I would have gone in the heated pool had I had time, hence why I would have probably liked to have stayed like another night, because I'd have got up in the morning and gone. But yeah, it was lovely. The house is lovely, and I think the next retreat's in September. And it was really nice to pop in and see my friend Sasha as well. And I met Sasha through Instagram actually. And where did we first meet? We first met at an event. We sat next to each other. Oh, it was a Park Fairs event in the Cotswolds, and we sat next to each other. And I just remember like fawning over her little dog Lettuce, and just, yeah, getting on really, really well. She's in the antiques business, as you will have seen, but her background is fascinating. Yeah, she's done like beauty editing, she used to live in New York. She's fascinating, and she's so lovely and so down to earth, and actually all the ladies I met on this trip were quite nice and down to earth. And yeah, it can be challenging sometimes in this sector when you meet people, like, to know, I guess it's with any sector, especially when I worked in the film industry I found it, but it's just like, I don't know, it can be a bit scary and daunting, I think. But yeah, it's been lovely, and I hope that's given you a little insight into kind of a woman's only retreat, and also introduced you to someone new, like my friend Sasha. And yeah, I know this is probably a little bit of a different video. I wish I'd filmed more on the retreat. I would have had I had time, but gives you a little taster. And I'm now going to go off, have a very light, not even decaf, but it is a cup of coffee. Again, not meant to drink caffeine. Cup of coffee, and then go and pick my daughter up from nursery. So I'll see you on the next video.